Hello all, welcome to this SDG workshop, which is presented by the First Step and the 100K Deeds channel. 100K Deeds challenge. We have the members of the 100K Deeds challenge, Tushara, Amod, Anushk, Harita, and Rhythm as presenters for this workshop. And I think Tushara would take charge of it once I start presenting my screen. Yes, Tushara, you can start.
Thank you so much, Akshat. Greetings all, this is Tushara Prasanna from 100K Deeds. We as a team of 5 are over here to present an SDG workshop. I hope all of you are able to learn something new in the need of the hour. I welcome you all from the bottom of my heart. So let's begin. Okay. So what are the Sustainable Development Goals? If you're not familiar with what the Sustainable Development Goals are, they are the blueprint to achieve a better and a more sustainable future for all. They address the global challenges we face, including poverty, inequality, climate change, environmental degradation, peace, and justice. The 17 SDGs are integrated. That is, they recognize that action in one area will affect the outcomes in others. Each SDG has numerous targets that are to be achieved by the year 2030. The 17 goals attempt to improve every sphere of our world, and that is why it is so essential for all of us, including the youth, to learn about the Sustainable Development Goals and help them to have a more sustainable future by the year 2030. Next slide. Thank you. So what is the 100K Deeds Challenge? The 100K Deeds Challenge is a youth-driven initiative run by MUN Impact, a non-profit organization which was launched in the year 2017. Managed by over 150 students from around the world, including over 50 student translators working to make this challenge accessible to all. The challenge was created to raise awareness of the Sustainable Development Goals, that is the SDGs, for aspiring young people of schools, universities, or offices. Next slide. So how can you help spread this challenge? As a student, you can perform deeds, let your friends, neighbors, and fellow school or college mates know about it. If you are a parent, teacher, or organization member as yourself, share the campaign on the school or college groups and let it reach many students as possible. Encourage your students or children to perform deeds. Share the deeds that your organization has completed. So how can you take part? Join the challenge through Get Involved tab on our website. We have many registration forms available in more than 30 languages apart from English. Download the toolkit of our challenge to see the example deeds from each SDG to get started. You're not limited to those alone. Third step. Thank you. After the completion of the deeds, share your deeds with the world through our collection tool. Step 4. See your deeds appear on a global map. So collection tool link will be provided you in the chat section later. So let's begin with the SDG presentations. Akshat? Yes. So let's begin with the SDG presentations. Amod, please come and give us a look onto the SDG 1.
Good evening, everyone. This is Amod, and I would be talking upon SDG 1, which stands for No Poverty. SDG 1, what is it about, and why does the topic come up? The main reason behind that is in 2015, more than 700 million people, or 10% of the whole world population, lived in extreme poverty. struggling to fulfill even the most basic needs like health, education, and access to water and sanitization, to name a few. However, the COVID-19 pandemic is reversing the trend of poverty reduction, with tens of millions of people in risk of being pushed back into extreme poverty, mainly due to unemployment. While we have seen massive development since 2010, when 15.7% of all people were in poverty, after the start of COVID-19, the percentage of people in poverty is predicted to increase from 8.2% to 8.7% by 2021. What are some of the reasons for poverty? Poverty has many reasons, but some of the main reasons are unemployment, social exclusion, high vulnerability of certain populations to disasters, diseases, and other phenomena which prevent them from being productive. Now, how does the poverty of a fellow citizen affect us? There are many reasons, but in short, because as human beings, our well-being is linked to each other. When people live in extreme poverty, the whole world suffers. Extreme poverty endangers global public health, prevents children from going to school, and spreads hopelessness and despair. We all have an obligation to combat it. What can we do? We, as an active citizen, we can engage in policy making that can make a difference in addressing poverty. It ensures that your rights are promoted and that your voice is heard. You can take a stand and help those who are in need of it. All change start at ground zero, and therefore, here is a list of SDGs that you can go for to tackle no poverty. You can denote some extra. You can donate some extra stationery and old school bags to underprivileged children. You can also donate your old textbooks to children who can't afford it, and you can ask your family members to make a donation to an orphanage or an old age home as frequently as possible. Thank you, everyone. Tushara, you have the floor again.
Thank you so much, Amod. Moving to the second SDG, we have Harita from 100K Deeds.
SDG number 2. Why is SDG number 2 important? Extreme hunger and malnutrition remains a barrier to sustainable development and creates a trap from which people cannot easily escape. Hunger and malnutrition means less productive individuals who are more prone to diseases and thus often unable to earn more and improve their livelihood. More than 690 million people were undernourished in 2019, mainly in Asia and Africa. If these trends continue, an estimated 840 million people will go hungry by 2030. The situation is likely to deteriorate even further owing to COVID-19. Why are so many people hungry? This is a question you should ask yourself. I should ask myself. So let's go ahead and look at the answers. First of all, along with conflicts, climate shocks, the locust crisis, the pandemic possesses an additional threat to food system. Civil insecurity and declining food production have all contributed to food scarcity and high food prices. Investment in agriculture sector for reducing hunger and poverty, improving food security, creating unemployment, and building resilience to disaster and shocks. Why should I care? Why should you care? We all want our families to have enough food, to eat what is safe and nutritious. A world with zero hunger can positively impact our economies, health, education, equality, and social development. It's a key piece of building a better future for everyone. What can you do? You can make changes in your own life at home, at work, and in community by supporting local farmers or markets and making sustainable food choices, supporting good nutrition for all, and fighting food waste. You can also use your power as a consumer and voter, demanding businesses and governments make the choices and changes that will make zero hunger a reality. Join the conversation, whether a social media platform or in your local community. Can you go to the next slide, please? Here you can see some example deeds that you can do. From creating a campaign to convincing people to throw away vegetable or fruits and eat healthy, to donating 100 USD to local food bank. These are one of many deeds that you can perform as well. Thank you. Tushara, you have the floor now.
Thank you so much, Harita, for your speech. So next slide, please. So I would like to hand over the floor to Akshat. Fastest fingers first.
Okay, so fastest fingers first is our game that we have. It will be partly based on the SDGs that you have learned about now, and also another part, it will be a little more fun and interactive for you all to participate in. But before we do that, I would like to call upon Hasini Lakshminarayanan, the founder of The First Step, to give an introduction about The First Step.
Okay, I hope you can hear me. Hi, everybody. I'm Hasini. I'm so sorry for the late. Well, now I'm going to give an introduction about The First Step. The First Step, it is a non-profit organization where we basically aim to inspire, motivate, and empower children. And I have been running this organization for close to around a year. We started way back in 2020. And it's been a year right now. And in The First Step, what we basically do is I interview young achievers, and we also write about them. We post it on our social medias, and we have a website developed called www.thefirststep.com, in where we post our blogs. And also we have a new initiative called YAP, which is the Youth Ambassadorship. I'm sure many might know, but for those who aren't ambassadors of The First Step, let me take time to explain. So it's basically where the youths today could volunteer into being a part of The First Step, and together we empower more children, we do fun activities, and it's like a chain, if I can say. So we make the content, it's being sent to them, they send it to more people. So it's like a knowledge truck, if I can say in simple words. And also we have a series called The World of Seven Lines. Now, talking about The World of Seven Lines, I'm not sure if how many of you here know about Tirukural. Well, we came an idea, starting off. Tirukural only has 7 words, you see. And with that, having it as like an inspiration, we wanted to do it as such in the way where we only have 7 lines, which describes a whole person's journey, and it gets published as a video. Now, not only to this, but if you closely notice, 7 is like a significant number, right? 7 goes with anything possibly today. 7 is the number of Dhoni. 7 is the number of Ronaldo. 7 rivers, the 7 rivers and 7 wonders of the world. You have so many to relate with. So we wanted to also go with like a significant, number, and also spread motivation in another form. And together, if I have to say, we make, create, write, and produce and post inspirational content. And a little introduction about me, if you guys just don't know about me, I'm Hasini. I'm a 13-year-old young entrepreneur, a social activist who's aiming to spread awareness on SDG goals. I'm a TED speaker, founder of The First Step, and also I am a freelance writer for Hindu School Edition. And I'm so thankful to the MUN Impact for associating with The First Step, and also, to spread awareness of the SDGs. I hope all of you have fun here and, learn. So yeah, thanks once again. And without further delay, let's.
Okay, that was a great introduction that was given by Ms. Hasini Lakshminarayanan. Now, the 4 SDGs that The First Step focuses on are SDG 1, 2, 4, and 5, of which 2 you have seen already. SDGs 1 and 2, no poverty and zero hunger. The rest of the 2, 4, and 5 are following after this game, Fastest Fingers First. The objective of Fastest Fingers First is there will be a list of topics that are given below, given in the next slide, of each of which, after it's displayed, you will have to type it in the chat box, and the first person to type it out in the chat box without a mistake is the winner for that specific topic. Tushara?
Yeah, sure. First question. The name of the SDG 1. It should be correct spelling. As you have seen on the screen, as our presenters were talking. No poverty. Akshat.
Yep. No poverty was correctly typed first by Ishrat Siddiqui. Congratulations, Ishrat. That's the correct answer with no spelling mistakes.
Yes.
Beautiful one. Thank you.
Second question, moving to the second question. All the months which have 28 days. Let's see who types it first. A lot of funny answers.
Yep. February is the major answer, but then again, all the months have 28 days if you
Exactly.
think about it. So
All
the answer
months.
would be all the months. And I think Vedant Nath got it right.
Yes. Congratulations. Oh, okay, so before that, we have one more, Ishrat.
Yeah, we have a special mention. Again, Ishrat Siddiqui for mentioning all 12 months.
Yes. Thank you so much, Vedant and Ishrat. Third question. The name of the SDG 2. Let's see who goes first. Zero hunger. It was typed by Gopika. Congratulations on the right answer. Fastest answer, actually. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, 100K deeds challenge. Type this in the chat box without any spelling errors, leaving the double quotes up. Yes, no, Ecosia. Yes, by Niranjan, we got the right answer. Congratulations, Niranjan. We got the right answer and the fastest answer. Yes. Any one example date and the SDGs, it will help. From the last two SDGs, you need to type out the SDG, any SDG, and one example date with it. Okay, donate books to kids, SDG 1 by Ishrat, distributing leftover food after big events, zero hunger, donating food for zero hunger. Yes, Prakul. Good.
Okay, all of these are wonderful, excellent answers, and they're correct too. So all of them get a special mention out there.
Yes, thank you so much.
And now we will be moving along to SDG 4.
Yes. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed the game. So moving on to the SDG 4, I would like to call Rhythm. Yes.
Yes, SDG 4. So what is the topic here? It is to ensure inclusive and quality education for all and to promote lifelong learning. So why is education important? Education is a key to escaping poverty. Education helps reduce inequalities and reach gender equality and is crucial to fostering tolerance and more peaceful societies. Over the past decade, major progress has been made towards increasing access to education and school enrollment rates at all levels, particularly for girls. Due to COVID-19, by April 2020, close to 1.6 billion children and youth were out of school. The primary school completion rate reached 84% in 2018, up from 70% in 2000, and under current trends is expected to reach 89% globally by 2030. In 74 countries with comparable data for the period 2011 to 2019, around 7 in 10 children aged 3 to 4 were developmentally on track in at least 3 of the following domains: literacy, numeracy, physical development, socio-emotional development, and learning. The global adult literacy rate, aged 15 years and older, was 86% in 2018, while the youth literacy rate was 15 to 24 years with 92%. So where are the people struggling the most to have access to education? Rural areas face the biggest challenges in providing schools with basic resources. The situation is extreme at primary and lower secondary levels, where few schools have access to drinking water, electricity, computers, and even the internet. So why do so many people not have access to quality education? Providing schools with basic resources is hard as few schools have these resources, and inequalities will also worsen unless the digital divide, the gap between underconnected and highly digitalized countries, is addressed. Women and girls are one of these groups. About one-third of countries in the developing regions have not achieved gender parity in primary education. So, what challenges remain? Despite years of steady growth in enrollment rates, non-proficiency rates remain disturbingly high. In 2018, some 773 million adults, two-thirds of whom were women, remained illiterate in terms of reading and writing skills. And the sheer magnitude of schools closures due to COVID-19 is likely to set back progress to access to education. So, what can we do? Our we can ask our governments to place education as a priority in both policy and practice, lobby our governments to make firm commitments, and to provide free primary education to all. And some example deeds are given here. Let's see some of them. So we can create a library in different languages and send to children in need. Books should be fiction and non-fiction so that the children discover a passion for reading, but can also employ the books as sources for their schoolwork. We can also teach unprivileged children about access to the internet for online education. So these are few example deeds.
Thank you so much, Rhythm, for giving a lot of statistical data to us. I hope it will be an eye-opener for all of us. Coming to the SDG 5, my most favorite and the need of the hour SDG. Anushk Pokrana, the stage is yours.
Thanks, Tushara. So moving on to SDG 5, that is gender equality. So what's gender equality? In simple terms, it can be to achieve gender equality is to empower all women and girls. Why do we need gender equality? Women and girls represent half of world's population and therefore also half of the world's potential. But today, gender equality persists everywhere and stagnates social progress. Women continue to be underrepresented at all levels of political leadership. Across the globe, women and girls perform disproportionate. I'm sorry, is there any disturbance behind or something?
Participants, kindly mute yourselves. Yes, Anushk.
All right, I can move ahead. So across the globe, women and girls perform a disproportionate share of unpaid domestic work. Inequalities faced by girls can begin right at birth and follow them all their lives. In some countries, girls are deprived to access to healthcare or proper nutrition, leading to a higher mortality rate. But why should gender equality matter to you? Regardless of where you live, gender equality is a fundamental human right. Advancing gender equality is critical to all areas of a healthy society, from reducing poverty to promoting the health, education, protection, and the well-being of girls and boys. What can we do to fix these solutions? If you are a girl yourself, you can stay in school, help empower your female classmates to do the same, and fight for your right to access sexual and reproductive health services. If you are a woman, you can address unconscious biases and implicit associations that form an unintended and often an invisible barrier to equal opportunity. Lastly, if you are a man or a boy, you can work alongside women and girls to achieve gender equality and embrace health respectful relationships. You can fund education campaigns to curb wrongful practices and change harmful laws that limit the right of women and girls and prevent them from achieving their full potential. Back to you, Tushara.
Thanks a lot, Anushk. So next slide, please. So some of the example deeds are given here. Please go to the previous slide. Thank you so much. So you can create interactive games that will explain the gender equality if you're above the age of 14. So if you're above the age of 18, post on social media, raising awareness about local feminist movements and provide basic information about the movement within your country. So thank you so much, speakers. I hope our audience have got something from your something from our presentation. So I hand over the stage back to Akshat.
Hello again. Now that the 4 SDGs of the day are over, I would like to introduce you to our press page, which is 100kdeeds.org/our stories. Now, this is the stories page that we have. This is all worked on by our press team. We have different articles based on specific SDG. We have a different theme every month, and we have articles based on those. And we have behind the scenes fun as well. So please be sure to check that out. Our stories page link will be posted in the chat box at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Akshat. So next slide. Yeah. So we're repeating these points again. So how can you help this challenge? How can you help spread this challenge as a student? As a student, you can perform deeds, let your friends, neighbors, and fellow school or college mates know about the same. If you're a parent, teacher, or organization member as yourself, share the campaign to as many schools and colleges as possible. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, you're audible, Tushara.
Okay, thank you. So encourages school students and children to perform deeds. Share the deeds that your organization has completed. Next slide, please. So how can you take part? Just a second. Join the link. Yeah. Yes, Akshat.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Join the challenge through Get Involved tab on our website. We have many registration forms available in more than 30 languages apart from English. Step 2. Download the toolkit of our challenge from each SDG to get started. You're not limited to those alone. Step 3. After completion of the deeds, share your deeds with the world through our collection tool. The link for the same will be provided at the end of the meeting. Step 4. See your deeds appear on a global map. So to register for the challenge and to be added to our mailing list, please use this link. This link will be provided at the end of the meeting. Next slide, please, Akshat. Yeah. So to apply for a leadership team, Akshat.
Okay, so these are the ways that you can contact the 100K Deeds challenge. We have a website, which is 100kdeeds.org. All necessary links will be provided for in the chat box at the end of the meeting. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on LinkedIn. And in all these handles, we are under the name Deeds for the SDGs. So please be sure to check us out on any of the social media platforms that you're available on. We are also on mail. We have the email ID deedschallenge@munimpact.org. So if at all you have any queries, doubts, or if you're interested in participating in the 100K Deeds challenge, please be sure to give us a mail and we will definitely reply. And we have an introduction video, for which the link is here. This link will be also put up in the chat box when the meeting is about to end. And thank you so much for joining. We were glad that you were able to join, and we hope that you learned a lot and that what you learned today will benefit you and the future of our world. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, well, do we go for Q&A right now? Or?
Definitely. Right now we are open to question and answers. So if you have any questions based on the SDGs, you could definitely put them up in the chat box, or you can unmute and ask them.
Yes.
But,
excuse me, sir.
Yes. Hello. Please go
Tushara.
ahead.
Yes, sir. Good evening. So he is
Good
my
evening to
sociologist.
Tushara.
Good evening, sir.
Nice presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I have a little bit doubt.
Yes, sir. Please go on.
As Sustainable Development Goals are going on. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Indian government as world organizations have come up with the Sustainable Development Goals. So how can you relate this with the COVID-19 pandemic and Sustainable Development Goals? How can you cope up with that?
Akshat?
Yes, actually, this is a very excellent thing. It's a very excellent doubt, and we have a apt answer for it, I think. So each SDG is interrelated and they all depend upon each other. Meaning, if you perform a deed that affects one SDG, it'll automatically affect another SDG positively. And one other thing is that all the SDGs are affected by the COVID-19 in an adverse way. So if at all you want to perform a deed that actually serves all 17 SDGs, what you could do is you could wear masks, you can perform, you could be in social distancing when you're outside, you could get vaccinated when the chance comes, and you could sanitize whenever possible. So that's how the COVID-19 relates to the SDGs. But one specific SDG that focuses on good health and is it mainly relates to the COVID-19 pandemic is SDG 3, good health and well-being, which is not covered in this workshop, but we definitely focus on that SDG as well.
Yes. I hope it answers your question, sir.
Nice, nice. Good.
If I can add on something.
Sure.
So yeah, as Akshat said, it is interrelated. For example, let me just closely take in my 4 SDGs itself. If I'm gonna say no hunger, right? If I'm gonna do a deed by donating some food to a person who's in need of it, then probably it again relates to no poverty, right? So especially in pandemic, I guess there are a lot of people struggling, and performing deeds would really help them and spread awareness, which would let a lot of other people to perform deeds in as well. Yeah, I hope that answers your question, sir.
Very much true. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, sir.
Thank
We
you, sir.
are open to more doubts as well. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, does anybody have any questions, or it's also fine if you guys just want to like talk or interact with us.
We are very much open to it.
Yeah.
We're open to suggestions as well or feedback. So if you have any feedback based on the workshop that was just conducted, please be open and please do put it up in the chat box or unmute and give us your feedback. We'd definitely be happy to receive it. Okay, so I think there are no more doubts, which shows us that everybody is clear and everybody knows about the SDG, these 4 SDGs very clearly. So I think I can conclude this workshop.
Akshat, we have
Yes.
some questions.
Yeah.
Yep, sure.
First of all, I invite all of you to be a part of the 100K Deeds Challenge. And somebody has asked if how they could be a part of the 100K Deeds Challenge. Do you want to take over, either Akshat or Tushara, because you have a better explanation than what I know. It's like an add-on. Also,
We have the link in our register page. So
Yes.
Akshat, while Akshat talks, I'll just give the link in the chat box. Yes,
Yeah.
Akshat, over to you.
Yes. Okay. So Tushara will be posting the link for the 100K Deeds website onto the chat box. So if at all you would like to participate in the 100K Deeds challenge, if you would like to submit a deed, or if you would like to know more about us, or if you would like to learn more about the SDGs, about the other SDGs than 1, 2, 4, and 5, you could definitely visit us. Our website is very navigable and you can find a whole lot of information very easily. And also, I would like to say that we are also available. You can also message us through one of our social media handles or through email. in which we are very approachable as well. So if you send us a mail or a message, we would definitely reply and explain how in your case you could participate in the 100K Deeds challenge as well. Tushara, I request you to put up the collection tool as well,
Sure.
where you would be able to submit a deed.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I'm donating food in a orphanage, then whether this deed would be okay. So a deed, just to give you an idea of what a deed can be, your deed could be just giving you a simple example, and you can actually perform this deed as we're in this meeting. All of you can do it. Now, as we sit in this meeting, all of us can perform a deed each. All of us, a deed each. Go to your Chrome web store and add Ecosia, that's Ecosia, Ecosia, to your Chrome browser. I request all of you to do that. And as you do that, I'll tell you exactly what Ecosia is. Ecosia is a web browser, just like Chrome or Bing or any other web browser that has ads, that gets money from ads as well. That it has ads, like when you search something, the first search won't be exactly what you searched for, but it would be an advertisement. Now Ecosia has these advertisements as well, and they get money from that advertisement. So 80% of the money that they get from these advertisements, they put it not into paying salaries or getting money for their own, but they put 80% of the money to planting trees. And when you open Ecosia, you'll see exactly how many trees that they have planted until now. It takes about 45 searches to plant one tree, and almost practically every other second there's a tree that is getting planted by Ecosia. Now these aren't random trees, they are systematically planted based on which area has which crisis and which area has which trees and what trees it lacks. So it's systematically planned, and the trees are planted based on that. So I request all of you to add Ecosia to your Chrome web store, so that you would be planting a tree by just searching anything that you would like, perhaps your homework, help, or anything like that. You just have to visit Ecosia and you'll know exactly how many trees are planted.
Thank you so much, Akshat. So yes, I've just shared the screen. I hope everybody can see it. So
yeah, please do add it to your Chrome web store. That way, see, we use Google for pretty much everything today, and that might really help people share to plan a tree. Right? And as Akshat gave a better explanation, you can just do a deed by simply searching for what you require, and they'll do the job for you.
Okay, so coming to the question that was asked, this is how simple a deed can be. Just by adding something to your Chrome web store, just by installing, say, an app, you can perform a deed. So donating food or money to an orphanage is definitely considered a deed. And the motto that the 100K Deeds follows is small actions and big impacts. Whatever small action that you do in favor of the SDGs is going to create an impact on the world. So whatever action that you do will create an impact in favor of the SDGs. Make sure that it doesn't create an adverse impact, and make sure that it creates a positive impact on this world.
Yes, definitely. And do we have any more other questions, or even if we can have an interaction that too is completely fine, feel comfortable.
We have a question from Ishrat. No, it's a feedback. So before that, we have Subiksha. How can we join the 100K Deeds challenge? So for this question, I've shared the link in the chat box. So website link, you can go to the website, register yourself, add yourself to our mailing list. So you'll get the regular updates from our side. And for the question for Shifa, this is the collection tool link. From this, you can submit your deeds. It will be so helpful for you. And
Okay.
mentioned, yeah, sorry.
No problem. Also, the website of the First Step is also mentioned in the chat box. The First Step is doing a whole lot of great work. They have produced a whole lot of great content. So please be sure to check out their website as well. And also, I see that a few people are saying that they have performed deeds here and there. Now, what I would request all of you to do is to enter all of your deeds into the collection tool. Tushara, I think the collection, you've put off the collection tool in the chat box.
Yes.
So that is the collection, that is the deed collection tool. So it's basically like a form. When you fill that form, your deed will be submitted and you'll get an email. Once you've got in about 24 hours or so, you could see your deed appear on your location on a global map in the 100K Deeds website. So please be sure to check that out. In fact, if you have actually installed Ecosia to your browser now, that's already a deed performed. So please be sure to enter all those deeds into the collection tool, and your deed will definitely be recognized. And if you have attended this workshop and you have submitted a deed, your your efforts will be recognized and you will be sent a certificate through mail. So please be sure to submit a deed after this workshop. And also one more thing is, I forgot to mention this, when you're submitting a deed, there's going to be an option known as description of your deed. So in that form, please be sure to mention the first step in brackets so that we know that after this workshop, you have submitted a deed, and so that the certificate can be sent to your email. Thank you.
Yeah, cool. So, yeah, and that's how you could be a part of the 100K Deeds Challenge. And now, yeah, even also check out the First Steps website, where you can find all kind of inspiration content in there, all about young achievers and about the team itself. And yeah, check out our YouTube and other socials, and also doing social medias of the 100K Deeds. The links will be provided in the chat. And also, Arush, just give me a minute, I'll come back to you. And I hope to see all of you in the further events as well, which we will be conducting pretty soon. And with that, let's move on to Arush's question. Well,
if I take a tuition for a poor child, is it a deed?
Sorry, come back again. I'm not able to hear you very
It's
clearly.
most definitely a deed, Arush. Anything that you do to help other people or help society as a whole is considered a deed for sure. So please, if you think what you did made you feel good and it has helped other people and it has helped society on a whole, please be sure to add that into the collection tool, and you will be recognized for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, as one thing which clearly states is anything which you do could benefit others is considered as a deed. So yeah, and please do add to the collection tool so that we could actually receive some kind of notification or a certificate.
Okay, and I think that's about it for doubts. If you have any other doubt, you can definitely mail either 100K Deeds, or you can message us through one of our social media channels. Tushara, can you please put all those links to the in the chat box?
Sure.
Great. Okay, so I'm very glad that so many people turned up for this workshop. It's a grand success that we are grateful. We at the First Step and definitely at the 100K Deeds as well. Hopefully this workshop has taught you many things that will benefit you and the future, our future. But let's talk about the near future, shall we? How are these SDGs going to help you in the near future? Well, we have a solution for that. Introducing the TON 24-hour challenge presented by the First Step 100K Deeds Challenge and Next Team. This massive event will involve multiple NGOs who support these SDGs that you learned about today: 1, 2, 4, and 5. Participants will be split into teams and assigned one of these SDGs and one NGO that supports them. Besides the internship-like work that your team will be given by the NGOs. You can perform deeds for your SDG and you can submit them to us through the collection tool that you will be given specifically for this event. The team which submits the most deeds for the SDGs within 24 hours wins the challenge. The speciality of this challenge is that when you're working as an intern for NGOs that support an SDG, you're practically performing a deed as well. And when you submit that as a deed, you would have pushed yourself and your team up the challenges leaderboard while adding something to the experiences section of your resume. We are eager and looking forward to having this event and are excited to see you again in the event. The registration form for the same will be put in the chat box. Please be sure to check that out and do share with your friends and close circle. Now, these SDGs are very vital for the survival of the human race. The earth can only take so much of greed, so much injustice, so much hatred, and so much war. It needs compassion, needs some peace, it needs some rehabilitation. And for all that, we all need two things: unity and passion. We could all work towards different sets of goals, walk in different directions, or we could all walk towards one direction, one set of goals, the Sustainable Development Goals. We can definitely achieve them if we work together. We, the human race, are seated on the same tree branch and we're cutting that branch off the tree. When the tree is completely cut off, we'll go down with it. And that's why the SDGs are important for our survival. They're what keeps the branch with the tree, which is why I insist and challenge all of you to perform and submit one deed per day till the end of the year. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akshat.
Yeah, Tushara, you want to add on, or can I probably go ahead?
Yeah, Arush has a doubt, it seems. It's in the chat box.
Yeah. Before that, just give me 1 minute.
Yeah, sure.
I request all to take a part in the 24-hour challenge, and also you for the peace predator games, which you mentioned. Before we can move on to the doubts, I request Vednath sir from next team to give a few words. I welcome everyone. Sir, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Sini. Although there's no need to call me sir, I am.
Yeah, hi.
And you are an inspiration to what you are doing for youth. With first step, 100K deeds was possible, and with first step, the ton challenge will be possible on the 5th of December. We're currently working towards it. It's going to be like lots of students come together. They work directly with NGOs. The NGOs give them tasks, and for the NGOs, the students that are performing the tasks are like business consultants. That's the philosophy of Next Team, making students business consultants and problem solvers and learning by doing. The first step recognizes all of these efforts and has connected Next Team with the 100K Deeds Challenge, which we are entirely grateful for. So all I can tell to all the people watching or will be watching later on, and in the call as well, to keep a lookout for the First Step channels, the 100K Deeds website, to know more about this, because we have something really exciting lined up for you, and we're super enthusiastic about it because we think it is revolutionary. Thank you for the stage, Hashimi. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for joining, and thank you for associating with us, and I hope we make it the best as you mentioned. And now we can move on to questions. One question which was asked by someone is, where do we receive the certificate? It's an e-copy, you receive it through your email, and I hope that answers. And now we can move on to Arush. So yeah, sorry for the interruption, Arush.
Yeah. If we post a deed, should we also post a picture in that?
Yes, of course, we have an option there. Yes, Akshat, you can go on.
Yeah, definitely you can post a photo along with your deed, but it won't be absolutely compulsory. While if at all you have any photographs, we would definitely be delighted to see your photograph as another addition to being happy after seeing your deed. So definitely, if you have any pictures of yourself performing the deed, be sure to post that along with the collection tool.
Thank you.
I think that answers your question, Arush. What if we haven't done a deed yet? Well, start doing more deeds. Pretty simple.
We have one more thing where we should give people feedback. So you can give it over here. You can unmute your mic and tell us, or put it in the chat box.
Or if
Ashifa.
you have any kind of probably if you're in send it here, send it to our socials, follow us on our socials. You can get to know more about both the first step and the impact and gaining balance.
Okay, so I think that's about it. And it's nearly 1 hour as well. So thank you so much for all those who attended. We really hope that you find this workshop as a fruitful one in your future. And we definitely hope that more deeds can be performed in order to achieve the SDGs by 2030. And you're all assets in that journey. So I hope we can all work towards that one goal and achieve it by the given time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I thank the MUN Impact and 100 challenge for associating with the first step, and everybody who has given a part in this year for being here today. And as it mentions in the first step, every little step of yours counts and it could make a big difference. So I request all of you to perform a deed and also take part in the 24-hour challenge where you'll get further updates soon. So yeah, thank you, and over to you, Tushar from PIX.
Okay, I hand over the floor back to Akshat.
Thank you once again. I guess we're done. Probably, do we have anything else?
Yes, definitely. I am currently posting the registration for the 24-hour challenge. So just give me a moment before you exit the meeting, and the link will be sent to you.
A note for all the people applying for the 24-hour challenge. This form is just the beginning before we do our announcement. So the people who will be registering now, it's like a pre-registration, and we will be keeping a lookout for your pre-registrations much more. The plan with the 100K challenges and the 24-hour challenge is massive, and we're going to be integrating with lots of schools. This is like a business consultancy competition, but for a good cause. So there will be a winner at the end of the competition as well. So the people who are pre-registering now, you have a better chance than the others to be a part. So don't miss out on this opportunity, and definitely apply and register with the form Akshat is going to be sending right away. This is just the beginning. This webinar was just the beginning of what is going to happen.
Well, if you aren't a part of the WhatsApp group yet, probably we can share the link for that too. That even if somebody is going to miss out any information.
Yeah, definitely. So, yep, I think that's about it. Thank you so much, all of you, for coming. I see some amazing feedback, which means that this will benefit you sometime in the future and that it has been fruitful to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. And yeah, you've got the link. Please do register. Yeah, thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.